Hey, Ollie here from IT Career Helper, and today I'm going to talk about 3 ways to improve your first line desk. So, this is a video, might be for a service desk manager, might be for a first line engineer, it might be for someone looking to get into first line and looking for something to bring up in interviews and talk about when you're applying for that role, to make a good first impression and try and get the job. So, if you're a first liner and you're trying to advance to second line, or you just want to do a better job, get better appraisals, better career prospects, this will hopefully cover off the things that you should be aware of and be looking to do to try and improve what you're doing on the day-to-day. So the first thing I want to talk about is information gathering. A problem that I've seen a lot in the past with first line engineers is they don't ask the right questions to customers. So you take a phone call, customer says XYZ isn't working on my computer, and no questions are asked. It's just, the customer thinks that it might be this, or the customer has said that this is not working. Log the ticket straight up to second line. Nothing has been done on it, and second line are annoyed because first line haven't looked at the problem. Second line are annoyed because they then have to speak to the customer and try and gather the information that potentially should have been picked up by first line, and there's a lot of things that can come of this. The issue might be misdiagnosed, the issue might be misprioritized. You might log a really urgent ticket for something that's not urgent, or you might log a non-urgent ticket for something that is really urgent. So the sorts of things you want to be asking: is it just affecting you? How many users is it affecting? Is it affecting multiple devices? Is it just affecting your device? If it's a server, for example, a server share is down. Is it only I can't get to the share? Can the whole company not use the share? Is it stopping people from working? That's the kind of thing that you need to be asking to prioritise the issue. You just want to be asking smart questions with nice, easy answers for the customer to try and identify how urgent and how important this ticket is. Because what you don't want to do is log a really important ticket for some minor issue that's affecting one person, but at the same time you don't want to be logging a non-urgent ticket for a P1 that's taken down an entire business and they can't work, because that's just going to upset the customer. It's going to put extra stress on your service desk trying to prioritise that when they realise that it is an important ticket. So something else you want to be covering under the information gathering is what the problem actually is. So it might be getting error messages, getting screenshots. If you've got a remote connectivity tool to that person's laptop, it may be worth jumping onto the person's device to look at the problem, get them to repeat the problem, take detailed notes, which we'll come on to in a minute, and put them in the ticket so that you know how to recreate that problem. Because if someone else is picking up that ticket and coming to the ticket fresh, they will need to know what the problem is and how to see that problem in action. So, as well as that, you obviously need to know who's logging the ticket, what company they're from, all that kind of stuff. I've seen tickets where it's just a user called from a company, and you just think, well, how am I supposed to find out who that is? You need contact information for that person. Your PSA should have all of this information in it, hopefully. So you should just be able to put in the contact against the company and get all of the contact information automatically. If you don't, create a new contact for that customer and get that information logged in the PSA, so next time they call, you've got all the information already. Number 2 is ticket notes. So this kind of goes hand in hand with number 1. Any information that you do gather, please put it in the ticket. So if you say, I've logged onto the user's laptop and I've recreated the issue by doing this, and this is the error message that showed up. I've looked up the error message on Google and found this article, and I've tried the steps in the article. Please can this be looked at by second line because it hasn't fixed the problem. That's great. That's really, really helpful. That's handy to second line. They know what you've already tried. They're not duplicating work. If you just put logged onto laptop and looked at problem, that doesn't help anyone. We don't know what's been done. We don't know what you've tried to try and fix the issue. We don't know if you've made any changes which may affect our troubleshooting, and we don't have any information on what the problem actually is. So information gathering goes directly hand in hand with note taking, and anything that you find out from the customer which is relevant to the ticket, anything that you find out through your own troubleshooting that's relevant to the ticket should be put into that ticket note. As well as having an internal note which has all of that information in, you should always also have an external note to the customer to say, we've had your call, we've looked at the problem, we've done this, this and this, and now we're going to escalate the ticket. If you don't put that information in the ticket on a public facing note that the customer can see, as far as the customer's concerned and as far as your management are concerned, nothing's been done on that ticket. And if the customer was to raise a complaint to say, I'm not happy with the way this ticket has been handled, and you turn around and say, well, actually, I've done this, this, this and this, the answer is always going to be, why isn't it in the ticket? We can't prove that you've done any of that. So it's very, very important to cover your own back in the ticket notes publicly as well as privately, having notes on what you've done to help second line. So the third and final thing that I want to talk about in this fairly quick video is troubleshooting. I touched on that in the previous point about ticket notes, but if there's an error message, look the error message up. You might find first result on Google, this error is fixed by rebooting. This error is fixed by whatever it is. So you may be able to very, very quickly resolve the ticket on the phone to the customer. If someone phones up and says, I've got this problem, this is the error message, you Google it, fix it on the spot, that person's obviously going to be very happy with the service. So that's what we're aiming for. It puts less stress on the rest of the desk. It makes the company look good because we're immediately fixing issues. So if you can apply a quick fix to an issue, then do it. Get the ticket closed down. It's always a good idea to at least try some basic troubleshooting. If there's no error message, if it's something you've never seen before and it's not a P1 where the customer is shouting at you saying this needs to be resolved immediately, as long as your company is accepting a first line fix and there's not a limit to how long you can spend on the phone, there's no sort of pressure to, some service desks will say you can only be on the phone for 10 minutes or something for your first line fix. Well, that's fine. It gives you enough time to at least try rebooting the computer and doing some very, very basic troubleshooting. But if you've got a bit longer and you think that you can resolve the issue, it's with a software package that you know well, or you've found a slightly more in-depth article online that you think will resolve the problem, by all means, I think troubleshoot it, try and learn to fix it, because then next time you'll know how to resolve that. There should probably be a bonus point here, to be honest, which is knowledge base. So if you do find a fix for a problem, or you notice that a problem is getting logged frequently, write it down, put the fix somewhere, put a link to the article that you used to fix it, put it in the ticket so that we know, in the resolution field, I did this to fix the problem, and then in the future we'll be able to apply that fix quickly, or you'll be able to apply that fix quickly. If you've got a company-wide knowledge base where all of first line can look and say, oh, this particular customer has this software package and this is a frequent error with that software package and this is how you fix it, it's going to cut down your service desk queue hugely. So worth investing in that, and worth getting the first line team and the second line team to fill it in. The same could be said for people further up the chain. If there's an easy fix which second line applies, just run a script or something, get them to stick it in their knowledge base and teach first line to use it, because it's going to reduce the calls in their queue. So, quick video. I'm going to try and keep it under 10 minutes. These are the 3 plus bonus point ways that I think first line can be improved, and they cover off a lot of the complaints that I've seen from second line and from management about first line teams. I think if you implement these in your service desk, your service is going to run a lot smoother. I think that if you're a first liner looking to move up and you can prove that these are things that you're doing, I think it puts you in very good stead for getting a better job, even if perhaps you don't quite have the full technical knowledge. I think if you've got the soft skills, you're a good candidate for moving up to second line, and it's a good way to progress your career if you can demonstrate these abilities. I've been Ollie, this is IT Career Helper. If you've liked the content, please leave me a comment. If you've got any more questions, please leave me a comment. and like and subscribe to the videos so that I can keep making them. Thank you.